rAVE Radio. With rants and raves, you'll be okay. And today is your lucky day. It is rants and raves with Gary.
Hey everyone, welcome to another Steph Takeover episode of Rants and Raves. I'm here with Gina Sansevero from Atlas ID and also WAVIT. How's it going?
It is going so well. Thank you for having me on.
Of course, thanks for being here. I hate that the only time I get to catch up with you is when we do things like this.
I know, but maybe I'll see you next week.
Yes, and next week we're both going to be at ISC in Barcelona. We were just talking about being really excited about that. But let's talk a little bit about WAVIT. This is a somewhat new organization. It's been around for a year, but tell me who is WAVIT? What does WAVIT do?
WAVIT is Women in AVIT. It's an organization built around the mission of being able to empower, educate, and bring new ladies and young ladies into the industry. And that empowerment can be through our support system. It can also be through education and career development. And then the outreach is to both other parallel industries as well as to schools where a lot of girls they struggle with understanding what opportunities are available, not only in STEM, but in AV and IT specifically. And so we are about a year old now.
Awesome. So why was it important for WAVIT to be created and to exist in our industry? There are a few different organizations out there that want to support women in the AV industry, but I think this is the only one that is really adamant about IT being a part of that as well. Do you want to expand a little more on that?
Absolutely. There's a lot of kind of parallel paths that women take in the AV and IT industry and in security as well. And what we found is that the organizations that support women in our industry, they're doing great things. But we really wanted something that was a little bit more action forward, right? We really wanted something that was a little bit more structured in a way that offered educational paths, that offered career development and movement, that offered women a way to kind of represent and support each other, that kind of steps outside the traditional just networking opportunities, right? Which is so important. And so we decided that WAVIT was going to take a different approach to that movement to diversify the industry. And as you know, a diverse industry is a strong industry, right? Mm-hmm. We take in all those different points of view, we take in all those different perspectives and experiences, and we bring them to our table. And when things like uncertain economic times or supply chain or labor issues come to us, we're able to then just pull from so many different intellectual perspectives that it makes us just stronger. We're able to move in a direction that helps rather than hurt the industry.
Yeah, I think that's really great. Do you guys have any exciting events or programs or anything coming up this year?
We do. I'm so glad you asked. So we just closed out the first in our internship program. American Music and Sound came to us and said, we would like to partner with you to find some young women from outside of the industry to bring into the industry for a marketing position that we have opening up. And so we helped them to do that. And in doing so and leveraging our connections, we were able to bring them over 100 applicants.
That's awesome.
It was amazing. We were so excited. So we closed that down. We came up with 2 exceptional candidates. And instead of picking one, they decided to pick 2. So awesome. We are now going to, in the next month or so, launch our mentorship program, which is open to anybody in our industry, but we are going to pilot it with the interns. And then we're also doing an International Women's Day event in conjunction with some other organizations that I'm just not going to mention yet because we're still getting them on board. And then, of course, over the next few months and as we move towards the middle of the year, we'll have more announcements about what we'll be doing at InfoComm and some other industry events.
Awesome. Well, who can join WAVIT? Who is open? Like, can anyone from any organization in AV, IT, security join?
Absolutely. It is open to anybody, and we encourage everybody to join because, the movement that we want to create, and I hate to say movement because I don't want it to be taken as, there's a stopping point, right?
Right.
We are going to continue this journey to diversify the industry and to bring women in for a very, very, very long time. And we're going to have to, right? We only make up at this point, according to Avixa, about 11% of the audiovisual industry. So we do need everybody on board, and we are more than happy to talk to some affiliates, some other organizations who would like to offer their members membership to WAVIT. So contact us, and individual members can sign up at womeninaVit.org.
Awesome. Well, my other question was going to be how can people join, but I think you just answered.
Sorry.
That's okay. No, that's perfect. So you guys are also partnering up with us for Launch Week 9.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about why it's important for WAVIT to be able to partner with other organizations to do like educational things like this, because we're offering CTS credit. I think this is a really great thing for a lot of organizations to come together and offer, but if you want to expand on that a little bit.
Absolutely. So being a part of Launch Week is really important to us because one of the pillars of our mission is education, and education through professional development, career enhancement, and industry-specific knowledge as well. And rAVe does that so well, right? And they have you have for so long. Part of the partnerships that we are developing are really to not only stabilize our 3 pillars of education, empowerment, and outreach, but also to help, we can't do it alone. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but we can't do it alone, and you can't do it alone. And the more that we're able to help and support each other, and the more that we're able to bring some of these organizations together, I think the stronger that we'll be, and the more that we can do for the industry. So that's why Launch Week is so important to us.
Well, we appreciate your partnership, and I wanted to thank you for everything that you're doing for women in the industry. It is definitely getting easier to be a woman in the industry. It's getting easier to be a woman and enter the industry, but it is definitely not fully easy. So I think that I appreciate any steps to take to make it easier for the next woman to walk those steps and get here and stay here. So like y'all are doing really great work. So I wanted to thank you for that.
Well, thank you. And you are as well. There's a lot to be said for the position that you've taken and your visibility in the industry. And so keep doing what you're doing, because the more that others can see us and see us in these positions, the more likely it is they'll come into the industry and feel comfortable and feel relevant to the industry.
Yeah, exactly. So thanks again. One last question. Where can people find you if they'd like to reach out to you and ask you any questions about WAVIT?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. So you can find me on LinkedIn, Gina Sansevero. You can find me on Instagram, but that's mostly food and puppies. And you can find me on Twitter, and that's at Gina Sans, and also atlasIED.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again. I'm so excited to see you next week.
Me too. Big hugs.
See ya.
rAVE Radio. With rants and raves, you'll